Right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's go backwards. Let's take a step back. You're born and raised in Perth, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, of course. So, well, I'm going to sound a bit like your psychologist here, but I don't mean to. When I ask this question,
go
what was your childhood like?
What was my childhood like? My childhood was very interesting. So I grew up in Mandurah.
Oh.
Which I know.
And that's all we got to know. Okay, so, no, see you later.
My secret little shame, which I don't normally tell people. I normally tell people I grew up down south because it has a different perception to it.
Yeah, but when you say down south, what do you think the other person that you're speaking to refers to down south? They just assume
Margaret River. Like, let's be honest. When you say I grew up down south, they're just like, oh, she's Margaret River. Yeah.
I thought that was southeast. All right. I don't know my geography that well.
There you go.
No, that's all right.
My childhood was really good. I have like really beautiful parents. I have an amazing brother. Like it had a lot of challenges. I'm not gonna lie. But
way to rub it in with all the childhood trauma kids and listening to this.
I have my fair share of childhood trauma. Don't you worry about that.
Oh no, don't worry. We've all had. We've all had. Trust me, I got some too. It's not a competition, but
it makes you stronger. Like when you actually start overcoming those challenges and like processing them as an adult, it definitely gives you. Resilience.
If you survive.
Yeah, exactly. Survival of the fittest, Darwinism. Come on.
Yeah. And we're not talking about the city.
Well, I just came from Darwin, yeah.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did. What was that about?
I got signed to one of the V8 supercar teams. So
sweet.
Yeah, so grid girls have been phased out for the last couple of years. So apart from being a professional actress, I'm a professional model, and I have been for like 6 years. But grid girls have been phased out for a while, and one of the teams really wanted to like shock and awe and bring them back. So we were in these bright little orange outfits, just crowd engagement the entire day. And honestly, like the whole of Darwin just was loving our presence. They were like all for the interviews. They were all for like the conversations.
Yeah, it's not really hard. It's not really hard to see why. But
but yeah, it was honestly really good. I think I'm going to stick on with them for the whole season.
Oh, sweet. Well, how long do they have for the season?
8 more races throughout the year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So they're just going to fly you to and fro from Darwin.
Oh, right. No, not Darwin, like all around Australia. So
okay,
the next one might be Bathurst.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think. Yeah. I need to double check that. We've discussed a couple of different
that's New South Wales, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to go from here to Sydney, then travel to Bathurst?
The team's covering it for me, I'm not quite sure. Yeah. It's a very fresh conversation, but it's looking quite exciting.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no worries then. All right, so, yes, where were we? So were there any key moments that stick in your head growing up? Good, bad, interesting, whatever?
There's a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie, my life has not been the easiest, but I'm very grateful for every experience I've had because, like, I've always come out on top of it. It's never been a straight, like, growth journey. It's always been, like, 2 steps forwards, 10 steps back, couple side steps, let's go up a mountain, let's go down here into this cave, and then let's, end up at the end. But along the way, I've met some really amazing people that inspired me to do better. So that was always the goal.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. But, like, on different fronts and different, like, places of interest in different things in your life, so like filming or sport or just adventures and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, was there anything you were doing like prior to acting, or like did you go to school or uni or anything?
Yeah, so I actually never went to university for acting. I've gone to uni about 4 times and never made it past a couple of weeks because I don't like the pace in which uni does their education. So I was doing a double degree in arts and commerce, and then I was going for like business related courses and all these sorts of things. But because I was always working in some form of corporate, every time I went back to university and we were discussing like current curriculums or current programs or structures, I was already doing it. So I didn't feel the need to, but it wasn't where I wanted to be anyway. Like I'm good at it.
So you just had an inkling of like something's not, yeah.
It's just not for me. And like, my life has always been very much around extreme sports and like pushing myself to the absolute limits and learning new skills, and like it's taken me to like archery, MMA, scuba diving, climbing. Like most of my close friends are extreme sports athletes and like really creative people, and Miss Universe Australia, like all those sorts of experiences. And that kind of is where I thrive most.
So they all like all those things you just listed, so they all roughly occur like in a big pool of your timeline, roughly within similar times in your life in that area. Would that be a fair assumption?
I'd say it's very focused the last 6 years. Like I used to be the most...
So you condensed everything into that.
Yeah.
So what were you doing from 18 to like 23, 24-ish? Just living life, just uni and all that shit?
So when I was... Yeah, so pretty much from like my childhood up until I hit 22. So I was very timid, quite scared, not a lot of confidence, very low self-esteem. which was a collection of things, like, you know, the childhood traumas that we mentioned before, the friends that you have, the circles that you hang around, like energy attracts at the end of the day. And the people I had in my life just weren't for me. Like, and I knew that, and I tried my hardest to kind of break away from those and really like upskill and learn and just diversify in every way that I could.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I kind of had a similar growing feeling when I was in, you know, from kindy to pre-primary to junior school to middle school to high school, even sometimes a little bit when I was at TAFE for a couple of years. Like, it wasn't everyone. It wasn't. I don't want to give that wrong impression, but it was more the case of I was the kind of person that I never had like a strict, because everyone's got their own groups. Yeah. Everyone's got their own circles. Everyone's got their own groups. I was more like I
had like one friend from each circle, and I love that one.
Kind of like that, but I never really fit in 100% in all of them. I had like little bits of every single group, so that caused me every recess and every lunch to like sort of hang with them for a couple of minutes, talking, whatever, and then walk to another circle for a couple of 5 minutes, and just keep. It was a bit of a.
Do you think that's a sign of a creative? Because a lot of creatives I know had very similar experiences. Whether it's like the imposter syndrome that we're discussing, or it's like you just feel the need to just experience. And it's hard to experience new experiences with the same people. It's
that too. But additionally, I think it's also like because if you don't fit in it's like 100% or 0%, all or nothing sort of thing. Where if you can't fit in, blend or vibe with a tribe, like a group in high school, you can't really. You feel a little bit, you know, on the outside looking in, literally and metaphorically, where you just can't. There's always that element or that missing piece of like, I just can't blend in well, and therefore they're not gonna. I'm more prone to rejection. They can't accept me for 100%, you know, because I 100% vibe with these people or most amount possible. So there was a hint of me being a bit. I don't want to say social outcast, but it felt like it at the time. And yeah, plus all the. You know, everyone gets bullied one way or another, but yeah, that's all that stuff. But did you have like a similar sort of effect in your school, or did you pretty have like your own clique?
My school,
no judgment.
That's a good question. My school experience was very, I don't know, like I was the same. I didn't really fit in at school. I had lots of friends. I was that person that knew everyone in every circle.
Right.
But like didn't hang out with them or spend lots of time with them. Like I'd always come and say, hey, and then I'd run off and do my own thing. I had such a good relationship with my teachers to the point that like I turned up to school like an hour late almost every day, and my teachers just didn't say anything because they're like, she's passing, she's fine, we don't care. Like as long as she's here, it's fine. Like
I was the opposite. He's failing, but he's too far gone, so don't bother.
Like she was probably doing something ridiculous, like she was surfing this morning or doing something. She was on some sports team today.
I was kind of like that, but with rugby and rowing, because I went to Trinity, so the summer sports, like the you know how like in the popular stereotypical 80s high school movies like The Breakfast Club and all that, there's always that jock that is in the most popular sport. Like in America, it's their football. In UK, it's probably the soccer team or whatever. For our school then, in the summer, it was rowing. Yeah. And then in the winter, it was footy. I didn't do footy, but I did rugby. So.
I remember. Yeah.
Wait, how could you remember?
Well, you wouldn't even do it. With the rowing teams, it was the thing. Everyone just knew. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you go to...
Newman College.
Oh, Newman College. Was that a sister or brother school?
No, so we're a private school. Well, it was a private school. But everyone knew. Everyone
knew of Newman.
So like Newman was good friends. They were like a lot of Hale, St Mary's, Churchlands, Trinity, Scotch, same sort of crowds.
And John 23rd as well?
Yeah, JTC,
yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Oh, fair enough. Then you probably would have seen me like 2012, 2013, 2014, around that time, roughly. Like, did you go to like the rowing regattas or anything like that?
I just remember it was such a thing, the rowing afters. Like everyone wanted to be invited to rowing afters.
I hosted the 2014 rowing afters.
There you go.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun at the time.